I'm just out here doing a little bit of musky fishing, and I figured why not tell you guys a little bit about my favorite musky fishing rod, the St. Croix Mojo Musky. I've always been a big fan of St. Croix's Mojo series, and this rod right here is no exception. The butt is very nice to hold when you're casting, and it gives you tons of leverage when making those long casts with these really big lures. The grip right up front here is this rubberized material, and I think it's supposed to be like an anti-slip type of grip, which I definitely noticed it does help, especially right down here when it gets wet. So that way you're not gonna accidentally throw your fishing rod in the water. You got the trigger down here, very nice size trigger. So this is what it looks like from my point of view. So when I'm holding this, these fingers are on this grip, and whenever it does get wet, it doesn't ever slip around or anything. Plus the color on this rod just looks super cool. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like this purple red color going up the blank. It is super cool looking, and I love how these rods look. St. Croix did a great job when it comes to designing these rods. And the other thing that I really like, which I think is essential on just about any musky fishing rod, is it has a very large hook keeper, so that way you can put your big hooks on it and not have to worry about breaking it. So now we're just gonna cast around a little bit with it, hopefully catch a muskie, but I'm mostly just gonna talk about this rod with you guys and the things that I like and the things that I don't like about it. But I will say right away that there really isn't much that I dislike about this musky fishing rod. It's very long down here on the butt. It's got a very long butt, and that makes for a really good amount of leverage though when it comes to casting. So when I cast, got my hand down here, all the way down here, you can just like use it as a pivot point, like just like that. You can get extremely long casts with this rod, and then you can just stick that butt right down underneath your armpit, tuck it in, so that way if you do get a bite, you can really easily just boom, give them the juice and get them hooked. This is a great rod in my opinion. I've already had other musky fishing rods from St. Croix, and those rods were made out of cork. They had cork here, and cork here. The issue that I had with the cork is that it gets slippery when it gets wet, and my cork down here actually ended up basically cracking and snapping. So like there's a line right here, and it just broke off. The whole butt broke off of the rod. That's one reason why I personally just don't like cork fishing rods anymore, but this one is just great. It's very comfortable to hold. Like I said, when this gets wet, you still have a really sticky, good grip on it. When you're musky fishing, this reel is gonna spit up a lot of water on your hands, and it always ends up dripping down from the reel onto here. So it's always good to have something right here that is nice and grippy. You can actually see it right now dripping off of my hand. I've been out here musky fishing all day trying to get a good video for you guys, but absolutely nothing is happening. So I figured next best thing, talk about the St. Croix Mojo Musky Fishing Rod, because I haven't done a video on these rods yet. I've done a video on every single one of my other St. Croix rods, but not this one, because we aren't really a musky fishing channel. But I want to get more into it, and that's why I have this whole entire musky fishing setup. I've got my Tranx 401 on here, paired up with some, I think, like 80-pound braid to 100-pound leader, I think. I'm not sure. But this rod is great, and St. Croix did a great job designing this. I would recommend this to anybody looking for a musky fishing rod, whether they need to replace their old rod or just looking for a first ever musky fishing rod. This is going to be a great choice. I went with the cork ones in the beginning, and I personally, if I could have done it again, I would have just gotten one of these things right off the bat. So if you guys do end up picking up one of these St. Croix Mojo Musky rods, I think you will love it. I love it personally, and I'm not getting paid to say this or anything. This is an unsponsored review. Just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. So thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate it if you watch this until the end. And tight lines, guys. I'll see you in the next video.